Hi, welcome to another Tales from the Table. I wanted to just jump on and respond to Annie's question about having PPMD, which is premenstrual dysphoria dysfunction, which is a really severe PMS, basically, both mental and physical symptoms that go with it, as well as compounding with C-PTSD, and how might I handle that. One of the things that's unique about this work is every session is completely different because what's happening in somebody's body is going to be completely unique. So with somebody with PPMD, we're definitely going to be looking at what's going on with the neuroendocrine organs, like we talked about in that last video. But I'm also going to be thinking about maybe the vascular flow that's going into the brain to make sure that we have the proper blood flow going to the brain with this pattern that has both emotional, psychological, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So we've got lots of patterns here. We want to make sure that the blood supply to the brain is good before we do any other, before we really get into other places, because then we can get into balancing pieces like the cingulate gyrate and how's the corpus callosum working together? Are there portions of the what part of the limbic brain is firing, but making sure that the vertebral arteries that are going in to innervate that limbic brain is working well and we have the proper blood flow. Every session's a little bit different. So when it comes to the trauma work, often parts come up, the abandoned parts, the forgotten, the lonely, the betrayed feelings, and they can all stack on top. They're like little parts inside of us that get held in the tissue, and when we're working and dropping into the nervous system, be it at the cranium or someplace in the body that the body's calling us to, we get pulled in there, and I can spend the time to attune to those emotions that we both kind of feel at the same time and name them and work with helping to integrate that into the whole body. There's a lot of work that I do that works with the vagus nerve, directly impacting it, working on the ganglia of the vagus nerve, how the vagus nerve anastomosis is or comes in and out with different other nerves. We can treat that real directly, and also thinking about how it comes back into the medulla oblongata and get into the different nucleuses of the brain to really help reset and down regulate the brain. Sometimes we work with the ventral, the ventricles to make sure that there's blood flow that's happening. So there's lots of different stuff that works directly in the cranium for stuff like that, but as well as it'll show up in the body. With this, when there's C-PTSD, it's going to be kidneys, right? The fear centers. And so everybody's a little bit different, and we get to spend time to really figure out what's happening in the body and how it's showing up for that person. But just to give you like a little idea of the things that I have in my mind, I always trust my hands over my head, but these are all the things that I'm going through in my mind, thinking about before I get to the place of, well, what does the body actually say? What's the body telling me? So I hope that helps.